Evergrande bankrupt. Article from Reuters, guys. Evergrande seeks protection from creditors. Plus, a part of debt restructuring, Evergrande is set to meet creditors later this month for restructuring. Financial markets hit by China woes. Asia shares face third week of losses. China set to cut lending rates on Monday to support property sectors. Embattled developer China, Evergrande Group, has filed for U.S. bankruptcy protection as part of one of the world's biggest debt restructuring as anxiety grows over China's worsening property crisis and its impact on weakening economy. China unexpectedly lowered several key interest rates earlier this week in a bid to shore up struggling activity, and also is expected to cut prime loan rates on Monday. But analysts say moves so far have been too little, too late, with much forceful measures needed to stem the economy's downward spiral. Once China's top-selling developer Evergrande has become the poster child of an unprecedented debt crisis in the country's property sector, which accounts for roughly a quarter of the economy. After facing a liquidity crunch in mid-2021, the developer has sought protection under Chapter 15 of the U.S. Bankruptcy Code, which shields non-U.S. companies that are undergoing restructuring from creditors that hope to sue or tie up assets in the United States. While the step is seen as a procedural, it indicates that the company is nearing the end of its restructuring process after more than 1.5 years of negotiations with creditors. Evergrande said in a filing on Friday that it will ask the U.S. court for recognition of schemes of arrangements under the offshore debt restructuring for Hong Kong, as its dollar notes and the British Virgin Islands are governed by New York law. Let's get more on this, guys. Editors, roll clip, fair use.
And of course, we're also watching shares of Evergrande, which are trading for the first time since March 21st of 2022, when it was suspended. The resumed trading comes after the troubled Chinese developer reported a narrower than expected net loss in the first half of the year, thanks to a rise in revenue. Still, the company lost 33 billion yuan for the first 6 months, ending June 30th, adding to more than 582 billion yuan of losses from the previous 2 years. The stock is seeing a serious sell-off today in Hong Kong trading.
China's Evergrande, because the slow-motion collapse of the world's most indebted property developer has just entered a new stage. The embattled company has filed for bankruptcy protection in the US, while its restructuring plans are being carried out elsewhere. Meanwhile, signs of trouble are spreading across China's broader property market, with large housing units remaining unfinished and buyers who pay deposits skipping payments as a result. Another major developer, Country Garden, has warned that it may not be able to make interest payments on its bonds as it struggles to find the cash to finish projects around the country.
We're still hearing a lot of profit warnings, and this time it seems like even the SOEs are not quite sheltered from this sort of looming crisis.
Exactly. And I think to some extent this is well expected. We're 3 years into the property crisis, so of course the first wave to fall is the private developers, but then it will eventually spread to these state-owned developers. I mean, in the prime of China's property sector, really, these state-owned developers aren't the most profitable companies, right? So they are already having not high profit margins, and now I think they're just hurt by a drop in valuations, and you have to see them cutting on their asset values.
Who's next to restructure, at least announce plans to restructure? Any names come to mind? What's on the radar of your team?
I think Country Garden is one that the market is speculating to go through. You know, it has so much debt, so even if it's able to extend some of the bonds for the short term, it will eventually have to go through a restructuring plan if the sales don't pick up.
Hey guys, it's Jose, your regular Joe Blow, keeping an eye out and my ears open to Evergrande, the biggest developer in China, and their bankruptcy. And boy, oh boy, have we been here before. From the financial crisis of '08 to Credit Suisse a few months ago. But you guys continue to do your own research and apply the facts. Guys, thank you for all the support you guys award me, which lets me do my best to bring you the best. I hope I've been clear and concise with my work. See you guys on the next one. Truly, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And don't forget, guys, stay free.
It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail.